Please remain seated and keep your hands and arms inside as we have some low overhanging signposts and tree branches here. I brought a special guest on board when nobody was looking. Stand a little Trolley to take a listen anyway.
Hello, sweetheart. I'm a little bit too personal. You end up talking to mine. I just want to clue you into some dangerous situations. Now lay low and stay in your seat. And keep your mitts and mugs inside, see? Smoking is bad news, and so are dames and drinking, so don't mess with them. You may not believe me now or tomorrow, but someday and for the rest of your life, you will know that I'm right.
Rich Little doing his best Humphrey Bogart for us there. So once again, make yourselves comfortable. We're going up to Balboa Park, but we have a lot more to see in Coronado, a few more stories. My name's Scotty. If you have questions, once again, just ask. This is our windiest section coming up here. When we get on the bridge, it'll be about 4 or 5 minutes up the freeway until we get into Balboa Park. So, I don't think anybody, unless you like the hairstyle you woke up with this morning, I might rearrange that for you a little bit. But the open panels that are in the back is something the conductors need to put up and down. At a stop, if you find a seat that's available further to the front, you're afraid of the wind, you can come on up. At a stop, if you would. Now, we're talking about Babcock and Story, the two guys that built the Hotel del Coronado on the way in to Coronado. They would eventually sell it because after the financial boom years of the late 1880s, there was some financial lean times. Babcock and Story were struggling financially to keep the hotel afloat. John Spreckles comes into the picture. John Spreckles was the son of a wealthy sugar baron. His dad, Klaus Spreckles, had sugar plantations in Hawaii where he was growing sugar cane. But he wasn't giving his money to the young John Spreckles. He told him to go out and think of them on his own. So what does the young entrepreneur do? Realizing that dad needed to get all that sugar at some point from Hawaii to the mainland. He starts his own steamship company, and that's how he makes his fortune. Moving all that sugar from Hawaii to the mainland. So in essence, I suppose we could say that John Spreckles really had the world's first sugar daddy. Alright, this thing is working. We're going to see Spreckles Park up here on the right-hand side. Normally I drive Trolley 78. This Trolley is number 88. 78 is named after John Spreckles. This one after Evans, Chester Evans. But anyway, John Spreckles would buy a bunch of land after buying the Hotel del Coronado. Some of it he'd donate back. This park up here on the right called Spreckles Park because he gave it back to the city of Coronado, the people of Coronado. And if you look to your left, you're going to see a flagpole. Behind the flagpole, an older building that used to be the entire library donated by John Spreckles. It's now the entrance to a much larger library. He also owns a lot of land out here that we cannot see. That's where North Island Naval Air Station is. NAS North Island Naval Air Station. North Island is the birthplace of naval aviation because a man named Glenn Curtis started Curtis Flight School out there and graduated the very first naval aviator, a man named T.G. Ellison. Spuds Ellison was his nickname. I don't know if he was from Idaho, maybe he just liked potatoes, but Spuds, you can't pick your nickname. Congress deemed it to be the birthplace of naval aviation in 1963. Do you know the government actually wanted some of that land? They wanted all of that land that Spreckles owned. They wanted it back, but they didn't want to pay him for it. They tried to take it back, citing eminent domain, and Spreckles was too smart for that. Balboa Park to give the city another 200. She didn't plant this tree, you're right, that large Moreton Bay fig tree, a native to Australia, where they get 3 times larger than them. Look up here to your right, up the path, there's a lady that's in statue form. That's Kate Sessions, looking like Mary Poppins up there. See that long dress with the pretty hat? She has one of those new iPhone 6s in her left hand.
Yeah.
That's Kate. We're going to go right in the front door of Balboa Park. We'll be coming out this way as well. These structures on the left and right would have been ticket booths for the original Expo in 1915 and 1916. Lawn bowling courts here on the left. And nowadays there's a leash-free dog park over here on the right. Later in the afternoon when it gets really busy, I like to call it Yappy Hour. Yappy Hour. This is a 450-foot long bridge. It's called the Cabrillo Bridge. It's also a Street Bridge. Look at the airplane coming in out here, the Southwest Jet of Pilot Rush Delivered. We're going to have a story about that when we get around to the here in space. Look over to your left though. You see the green buckets hanging off of the cables? Sky Bar A-Rod is the world famous 123-acre San Diego Zoo. It's over 4,000 animals. It was the surgeon that was here, Dr. Henry Wigglesworth, a few years, 1915, 1916. Somebody bought a caged lion to exhibit. Dr. Wigglesworth kept hearing caged lions roaring through these coastal canyons. That's what gave the idea to start a zoo. To your left, see the carvings on the front of the Museum of Man? Done by the famous Italian brothers known as the Piccarellis.
I'd be curious to see that.
They're famous because they also carved the Lincoln Monument in Washington, D.C. The old Globe Theater's through the arch to your left. On your right, we have the Alcazar Gardens, designed to look like the beautiful gardens in Alcazar Castle in Seville, Spain.
Outside the Alhambra.
17 museums in Balboa Park. To your right, it's a dragon tree, native to the Canary Islands, something Kate Sessions probably introduced to this area. San Diego Museum of Art on the left. Behind that, the brown lattice structure is the San Diego Botanical Garden building,
Wow.
which is always free and open to the
Well,
public.
that's a big Europe, isn't it? An old time city.
You want to get out here for anything? Excuse me? Do you want to get out here for anything?
There's a visitor information center just to our left through the arch over there. It says Prado Restaurant. Here's the 23-foot tall statue of El Cid on the horse up here to your left. The Mingay International Museum back here on the right. Our stop's over here on the left-hand side, but I'm going to show you some more goodies in Balboa Park before I cut you loose, in case you want to get out of here. Japanese Friendship Garden coming up over here on the left-hand side. San Diego has a sister city in Japan. It's Yokohama.
Yokohama.
This is the Spreckles Oregon Pavilion. Look out here to your left. Behind door number 1 right there, one of the world's largest outdoor pipe organs. Donated to the people of San Diego by John Spreckles. On Sundays, they roll that door open. There's over 4,000 pipes, ranging in size from 2 inches up to 34 feet. Free concert Sundays, 2 p.m. I've been practicing. The other thing that's open on Sundays over here on the right-hand side, these little international cottages, they're little hospitality houses basically, hosted by people from the various countries. There's a name on the front plaque that says International House of Finland, Germany, England, International House of China, France, International House of Pancakes, and no, not there. See this jet flying in over here? That's perfect timing. Because it brings me to my next story. In just a moment down here, but first to the left, you see the San Diego Hall of Champions Sports Museum. Here comes our San Diego Automotive Museum on the right with a great collection of custom and classic automobiles and motorcycles. We're going to go past the San Diego Air and Space Museum as that jet just flew over on its way to Lindbergh Field. replica of the SR-71 Blackbird, that large jet. There's another one over there called a Navy Sea Dart with those skids on it. Both replica jets. They had a catastrophic failure, one of those Sea Darts on San Diego Bay in the early 50s. And they scrapped the entire program. So the airplane flying in low and loud. The Starlight Bowl over here, that is an open air amphitheater. They have a stage down there. You sit under the stars. You watch musicals or plays, concerts. Only problem is those low-flying jets interrupted the show so much. There haven't been any shows in there recently. They start flying more and more jets. So they came up with a workaround. They tried to make it work. They had somebody with a switch controlling a stoplight. They'd be looking out to the eastern sky for the landing lights. When they saw the light that turned on a yellow light that the performers on stage could see, when it was overhead, they'd switch it to red. That way the actors and actresses could all stop. Wait for that plane to pass. When the light would turn green, they could all start up again on cue. Let's pretend we're sitting at the Starlight Bowl and we're watching it. The musical Oklahoma. Oh, red light, green. And go.
I'm sweeping down the plain.
Kind of fun once in a while. One night alone, though, they had 52 stoppages of the show waiting for those low-flying jets. That became a little much. Not a whole lot of shows in there lately. Here's the backside of the Spreckles Oregon Pavilion. There's a green tram running around here. It takes you to the different parking lots around Balboa Park, and also on a little loop that we did, and across the street to an overflow parking lot, what's known as Inspiration Point. You can ride that free green tram around Balboa Park if you want. There's Spreckles Oregon Pavilion one more time to your right. We're going to have our one stop at Balboa Park. This is where we pick you up every 30 minutes. One more second, I'll get you out up to the curb here. Anybody want to leave us in Balboa Park?
Yeah.
Come on up. Anybody going to